produces up to 15,000 tons of fish from aquaculture, with production ranging from small-scale fish farmers, emerging and established commercial fish farmers. In Uganda, the fish business is still in its take-off stages, despite it being practiced even in pre-colonial times. Among the many fish species grown, sold and eaten in Uganda, including the catfish, Nile perch, is the Nile tilapia. Tilapia isn't the best looking fillet in this case, but it's the most versatile. This farm-raised fish has mild tasting, flaky and firm flesh, and it's loaded with nutrition too. You can fry it up for tacos, toss it in a stew, or boil it and serve it on a bun. The name tilapia actually refers to several species of mostly freshwater fish that belong to the cichlid family. It is an ideal fish for farming because it doesn't mind being crowded, grows quickly, and consumes a cheap vegetarian diet. These qualities translate to a relatively inexpensive product compared to other types of seafood. Because of its qualities for good fish, it is attracting a number of Ugandans to invest into farming this unique fish. Deus Senyonga is a passionate fish farmer who has decided to invest in the tilapia fish farming trade straight from university through his company, Mukisa Maziima Fish Farm.
My name is Njuba Dewis. I'm commonly known as Mr. Fish. I'm one of the directors of Maziima Mukisa company. This is our farm. We deal in tilapia. That is the ON. It's the best breed in Uganda. We started in 2015. Initially, I was making aquariums. These fish you see in the houses for decoration. But after university, I thought of making it commercial. But to be honest with you, I could not make it alone. So, with my friends, we started making research about fish farming. But before I got there, it's through aquarium making that I got passion for fish. It wasn't easy. We thought we would make so many ponds with the money we had. But unfortunately, we only made 8 ponds. But to be honest with you, those 8 ponds kept us moving. Now we have 72 ponds.
When considering to start a fish farming business, you need to consider, among other factors, the startup capital. This will help in setting up healthy pond structures and help you cater for your labor expenses.
You need to have the passion. I got it from aquarium making. You need to have a passion. Then I think you need a wetland, because with fish we need water. So you need a wetland. And wetlands are very cheap. So we need to utilize them through fish farming. Yeah? You need an excavator, you can call it a tractor, to help you dig. But here at Maziima Mukisa, we do it the easiest way. So if you cannot afford a tractor, we can use manual labor. Yeah? Because using manual labor is a way of creating employment opportunities among the youth. So if you cannot use a tractor, you can go with manual labor. It's cheap. It can also work. Then after excavation or digging, you need fertilization, water connection, but there it's a bit technical, so you need someone to help you out. Maziima Mukisa is around to help you, so you can always come to us and we help you with the fertilization and the water connection. With a tractor, you can use 1.5. You can use 1.5 with the excavation. Then with the fertilization, fertilizers are a bit expensive, but you can also, as I told you at Maziima Mukisa, we do it the easiest way. If you don't have these artificial fertilizers from Europe, Germany, Italy, you can use the chicken litter, it can work. You can use rabbit litter, it's also good. Yeah, that is with fertilization. Then you can do the water you can do the water connection. With one pond I think you can use like 500,000 to do the water connection. Then after, the stocking. To be honest with you, fingerings are a bit expensive. The range is 100 to 300, but with our breed, the ON, it is 300. So if it is expensive, you can come to us and we see a way of reducing or giving you the fingerlings. There are just a few things you need to know when you're making a pond. You don't just dig a pond, but before digging, you need to find out if where you want to put a pond, the water is good, it is not polluted. You need to know if the water isn't so muddy. You need to know if the water isn't salty. So you need those are key things you need to know. You don't just have to dig, because you may put there fish and you don't get yields. So you need to first get an expert to see if your water is appropriate for the kind of fish you need to do. Our ponds are 50 by 100. You put 20,000 fish. That's tilapia. Then you can put like, after 3 months, you can put like 500 catfish. That is a way of regulating the number, because you don't need so many in a pond. So we put catfish to regulate the number of tilapia we put there, because if there are many, they will fight for oxygen. So we need a reasonable number in a pond. That's the reason why we put catfish.
Tilapia is the second most consumed fish variety in Africa and Uganda in particular. This is because it is considered nutritious and less expensive compared to other fish varieties such as the Nile perch, or call it importer.
Our breed is the ON. You can call it the Nile tilapia. It's the best breed in the market. It is disease resistant. It grows so fast, it is tasty, so many things about it, but I can only tell you that. The market, our market is mostly in Congo. You know, Congolese like fish so much. I think they like fish more than Ugandans, but still in the local market, we still have the market locally. Yeah, but mostly our market is in Congo. And at the time of the harvest, we can harvest like 7 tons, and a kilo is 7,000 to 8,000 each kilo. Tilapia has so many types. We have the locastica. Locally we call it luca fish. It's the most common tilapia, but the problem with it is it doesn't grow so fast, so you can feed for over 15 months and you don't see results. But for the Nile tilapia, you can call it the ON, it grows so fast. In just 8 months, you can make an harvest. And that's if you fertilize well, because remember, we don't depend on just pellets, but we also depend on the natural feeds. You can call them the planktons. That's the reason why we fertilize the ponds, to create planktons for the fish to eat. Yeah, so when you fertilize and you feed well, trust me, with the ON you can get yields. With fertilization, it depends on the type of water you have. So if the quality of water isn't that good, that means you will have to fertilize regularly. And if the water quality is okay, you can even fertilize once. You can even fertilize once a month. And we use this. This is called a cinch disc. This is called a cinch disc. It can measure the fertility. So don't go with what I've told you, because I don't know the type of water you have out there. So you can use the cinch disc to find the fertility, so you can know if you need to add in fertility or not. And as I told you at Maziima Mukisa, we do it the easy way. So when you don't have this cinch disc, you can use your hand.
This tool is called a cinch disc. It measures the fertility in the pond. So when you dip it in the pond and you don't see the white color about 15 centimeters, it means the fertility is there. But when it's beyond the 15 centimeters, it means the fertility is not there. But when it is less 15 centimeters, it also means that it's over fertilized. So here at Maziima, we discovered another technique of measuring the fertility in the pond. We use the hand. So when you dip your hand, and as I'm dipping it, between the nail, the white nail, to the arm, up to the arm, when you've dipped it in the water and we don't see the white nails, it means it's well fertilized. But when it's a half the nail, a half between the nail and the arm, a half of it, it means it's over fertilized. But when it is beyond, up the elbow, it means the pond is lacking fertility, so you have to fertilize. So that's the easiest way farmer can do it to measure the fertility in the pond.
If the fertility is too much, then you have to reduce on the fertility by letting the outlet and letting in fresh water. In other words, recycling the water.
Feeding in fish is a vital factor to consider for its proper and healthy growth. When properly fed, the Nile tilapia fish can grow to 2.5 to 3 kilograms and a length of 35 centimeters. These mainly feed on fish pellets and planktons found underwater.
We feed twice a day, in the morning and the evening. In the morning at around 10 a.m. and in the evening at around 4 p.m. According to the feeding, so when it's cloudy like this, we don't need to fish, we don't need to feed, because when it's cloudy, the fish will not come, will not have that appetite of eating. So basically we feed when there's no cloud day, and you feed. First of all, you have to feed by response. At first, let me first go back. When it comes to feeding, you have to train your fish. The feeding point. Like as Maziima Mukisa, we have feeding points. First of all, you have to alert your fish, either whistling or drumming. And second, another key factor is you feed by response. The response of the fish. If the fish are not responding when you poured out the feeds on top of the pond, when you see the fish are not coming to eat, so you shouldn't waste your feeds. So what you should do, when you pour feeds on the top of the pond, you first wait and see if the fish are eating the feeds. So after completing, then you add, basically we have the pellets, and we also make our own feeds. It's a mixture of brands and other types of crops, cereal crops. So we make our feeds, and we also go outside there at the shop and we buy some pellets, so that but we don't feed at the same time. We have a timetable of feeding our ponds, our fish. Our feeds, it contains a lot of protein. Actually, it needs a lot of protein so that it grows very fast. And there's a lot. Every diet is mixed in the feeds: carbohydrates, fats, lipids. So but basically its protein should be high. So the pond, after digging your pond, you have to fertilize before putting the young fish. So if you fertilize the pond, it will produce planktons inside the pond. Basically, the fish will depend on the planktons. So this food, it will be a supplement. These pellets, brands will be a supplement. So that's why some farmers outside there, they are discouraged that the fish, they eat a lot. But have you fertilized your fish? I mean your pond. If you have it, so it will eat, because the pellets are just supplement. Basically, the fish depends on the planktons inside the pond.
Fish, and tilapia fish in particular, is harvested once a year. This is because it takes 8 months for the fish to mature and ready for market. These are steps to follow when harvesting commercial tilapia fish.
Yes, but at times, because we have 72 ponds, as I've told you, at the time of the harvest, to be honest with you, each pond has its holding capacity. It has its own number of tons it can support. So at the time of harvest, in each pond, you get that holding capacity. So if I tell you, you get 8 tons, if I tell you 5 tons, that would be a lie. So, because each pond has its different holding capacity. But on average, our ponds, we can get like 2 to 5 tons at the time of harvest. Yes, and we sell each kilo at 7,000. At times of scarcity, we can even sell it at 8,000. A ton has 1,000 kg. The market is there. People just come for you. Me, I've never looked for market, to be honest with you. People just come at the farm. At the time of the harvest, they come with refrigerated trucks. Then we remove the fish and give them. So less risk. We don't transport. They just, the buyers just come at the farm. Less risk.
But harvesting this much does not come easy. The fish farming business comes with its own challenges that you must anticipate and plan for before harvesting in it.
The best challenge we got here was with the initial capital. Yeah, it was with the initial capital, starting it. If you start it, you get the money, but the problem is with starting it. That's the reason why we are looking at simpler ways of doing fish farming. We want to encourage more fish farmers in Uganda as Maziima Mukisa. Because to be honest with you, here we would have been having a very big archery, but we use uppers. We don't want to scare people out there. Yes, so that is the most challenge, the initial capital. But you shouldn't worry, we can improvise. We can find better ways of starting it.
The challenges we face is the otter, engonge. So, but we can overcome the otter by slashing. You make sure that your grass is short, and also, you know, those otters, they are scared of dogs, and you should deal with dogs around the farm. And we have the monitor lizards. They also fear dogs. Yeah. And also the snakes. But the snakes, they don't eat fish. Maybe to the workers who works at the farm. But when they have the water, as our workers has the water, they cannot be, the snakes can't bite them. And also the birds. But the birds, you can also tie the ropes around the ponds, like as we demonstrated there at the first pond. There's some strings which we tied, so when the birds coming to land on top of the pond, so when it finds that rope, it's scared away and it goes.
Like the saying goes, you will always reap where you sow. For Deus, the story of his success so far lies in how he has achieved in helping his community, especially the young people, to improve their livelihoods through fish farming.
Yeah, my success story about fishery is not more of economic, but it is social. Because I did, at university, I did development studies. It's more of social work. So I'm doing what I studied. I'm doing a social impact than economical. That's the reason why we came up with the Bavubuka project. Bavubuka simply means youth. With this project, the Bavubuka project, we want to join more youth and women into fish farming. So what we do, we teach them things concerning fish. Then we help them to identify sites where we can help them start up their fish ponds, where they can dig their pond. Yes. Then after, we give them equipment like the waders for protection. We give them gumboots. We give them nets. We give them cinch discs to help them in their activities. Yeah. Then still we do some entertainment, because you know we are dealing with youth, so we don't have to be so busy every time. We need some entertainment. We do some camps here, then we teach them guitar. Yes, that is my success. I feel I've made a social impact in the community of Bechina, and per now at least I've tried to make 6 ponds. There are few kilometers from our farm. I've tried to make 6 ponds for youth. I believe they'll earn a living. It was, if I can go back, it was a product of the COVID-19. So that is the Bavubuka project.
Are you looking to embark on a journey to fish farming? Now could be your best time or never. Take a step, get the right training, the right labor, and start your way to becoming Uganda's next fish investor.